In 2010, the Mann Co update was released for Team Fortress 2.
Saxton Hail!
The update added new weapons such as the Black Box, Mad Milk, and the Holy Mackerel.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
We also got new hats, with the ability to now paint and name items. And most importantly, this update added
microtransactions.
Whoa, look at all these cool hats and cosmetics I can buy. $17.79 for a beard? Heck yeah. $10.29 for a skateboard? So cool. Mutton chops? Only $6.79? Wow. Wow, thanks to the Mann Co store, I have so many cool hats now. If only Valve would add something to make hats even better. Hey, I got one. Oh no. Now, regardless how you feel about unusual effects, they are one of the sole reasons why people open crates and cases. I mean, unusuals are pretty much one of the only reasons why TF2 is still profitable to this day. People buy thousands of keys to open cases in the hopes of unboxing new unusual effects with each seasonal update that is released. According to the TF2 wiki, there are 325 unusual hat effects and 155 unusual taunt effects. Over the years, we've gotten a lot of new unusual hats and unusual effects added to the game. Now you might find yourself asking, well, what is necessarily the problem with all these unusuals being added?
Seal guy?
There are two main problems with modern day unusual effects. One, the quantity of the effects added in recent updates is far too many. And two, the quality of the accepted effects are often poor or undesirable. The first couple of unusual effects, known as Series 1 unusuals, are pretty well liked. Maybe not every single effect in the series is liked, but they generally fit the art style of TF2, I think. The Series 1 unusual effects launched during the Mann Co update, and with their success, Valve released Series 2 and Series 3 over the next couple of years. Now, adding new unusual effects to the game wasn't really an issue. It kept gamblers and traders pretty happy. What became a problem was the amount of effects that started to get added. With each update, especially in recent years, we would get more and more unusual effects. We went from getting a couple of event unusuals each year to like 20 effects in one single update. For comparison, Scream Fortress 3 and 4 introduced 4 and 5 Halloween effects respectively. The most recent Halloween update in 2024 introduced 12 unusual hat effects and 10 unusual taunt effects. Now, giving players lots of options and choices isn't really a bad thing. A lot of these effects have different variants or colors. For example, Revived Recharge, Undead Electricity, and Frankencharged are literally the same effect, but colored differently. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of these effects, and I'm sorry to the creator who made this effect. It does fit the Halloween theme very well, and I'm super happy Valve added your effects into the game. Even if you like these effects, good on you. I'm happy you enjoy it, and I hope you have a really nice hat with the effect on it. But just to me, they fall into the random effects that have gotten into the game that, in my opinion, do not look good or just don't match the quality of the older tier of unusuals. Now maybe I'm picking on these effects a little too much, but in fairness, the reason why I chose these 3 unusual effects is because they look very similar to the Zapped unusual effect that came out during the previous Scream Fortress update. And sure, I mean maybe it looks a little better, but it just feels like we're reusing unusual particles and effects that we already have in the game. But why do we need Massfly's clones? Fireflies, Bee Swarm, Butterfly Season? I feel like I'm missing one, but like, we don't need all these effects. No one wants them. No one likes them. They're just low-tier effects that you'd be really upset to unbox most of the time. Honestly, I'm getting off track. We just have way too many unusuals being added with every update we get. Even if they are good effects, why are we getting like 20 unusual effects per seasonal update? It just becomes way too much.
'Cause they think I hear a money avalanche.
Updates where Valve showed restraint and only added a few unusual effects, with all or most of the effects being absolute bangers. End of the line. Invasion. The Very Scary Halloween Special. The Spectral Halloween Special. Scream Fortress 5. Scream Fortress 6. Scream Fortress 7. Scream Fortress 8. And now let's look at the list of updates where Valve didn't show restraint when adding unusuals. I hope that for future updates, Valve just adds a few new quality effects, maybe 4 to 6 decent unusual hat effects, and 4 to 6 unusual taunt effects. The End of the Line Community Crate was added back in 2014 and is still being unboxed today due to it having well-received godlike effects. And guess what? It only has 4 effects in the crate. The Gargoyle case and Creepy Crawly case are super well regarded for having great effects, with less effects than most modern day cases. The whole point of this video is hoping that Valve takes their time in picking and choosing what gets added into the game, and that they attempt to make unusuals feel special again. Valve should go back to adding only a few unique unusuals with each update, especially if we are guaranteed to get new effects 3 times a year now. We run the risk of flooding the market with too many effects and undesirable unusuals. But until Valve actually starts picking quality over quantity, I guess you should.
Yeah, go ahead, get that unusual. Go unbox, grab a case, get a key, put it in, get unusual. You're gonna get the god tier, get the unusual. You can do it. Yeah, unusuals, baby.